wrong. You should stay away
We're
from
live. Shrooms for life,
I'm
as
too
Ryan
big
would
of a
say.
scaredy.
it. No, we're
I'm
live.
too big of a scaredy to ever.
We're live, Hunter. We're not talking about shrooms on live, Hunter. Gosh.
Golly. What's wrong with you people?
Talking about it.
Nobody does shrooms.
No one.
Except for
What are
Mario.
Shrooms I do are called morel mushrooms.
I actually went morel hunting yesterday, and it looked like the perfect area. Didn't find a single one.
Yeah, they get you that way, man. I feel like I walk up and down my dad's land, and I'm like, there's some in here. There's gotta be.
Yep.
Hey, are you guys still going fishing this weekend?
I'd like to.
Yeah, I'm planning on it. I'm going fishing.
Yeah,
No matter
Ryan's
what.
going regardless, but I'm trying to figure
Right.
out if
Gotcha.
You're thinking about it, Clint? You thinking about putting your tip in the water?
that'd be fun. The three of us going out.
I thought
putting our
about it.
tips
I
in the
just don't
water.
know. I just don't know that Mikkel will let me leave.
Oh, I got you. I think John might be coming too.
Nice.
Old John boy.
Old John boy.
John Boy. Well, that's four people, so we wouldn't get fined.
Oh, it's turned into the worst fishing trip ever. I see. Usually, whenever there's a big group that goes together, it turns out bad.
Not usually. That's only when you're there. Every time I go fishing, usually I have big groups with me because I'm that kind of guy.
Right? You got groupies.
Yeah.
They like the taste of that fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What?
We're talking about eating the steak, okay? Jeez.
Wow.
Get your mind
That
out
did
of the
not
gutter.
make it any better.
Hey, for some reason, Facebook isn't wanting to work for me here.
What do you mean? It's not letting you share or something?
Yeah, it's not like, let me scroll down to share, you know?
It's working for me.
That's
You
good.
have to be better than you, and then it works.
Or just not have, you know, crappy internet like me.
Could be. At least you have good AC.
That's true. Just in time. Oh, it's turned into the worst fishing trip ever, I see.
Someone
God.
needs to mute their end.
Whenever there's a big group that goes together,
Someone needs to mute it. Their phone.
Did you hear how awesome that sounded, though? Sure.
I think you guys should let me know the bathroom with your stuff.
Go! Hurry!
Now!
Here, I'll just twirl my mustache. They'll be hypnotized. Go on. Now's
No,
your
I
time.
better go. Why Clinton? You're working around on his phone. It'll take 10 minutes anyways.
Yeah, you know he will. He doesn't even know what a share button looks like. Thanks for joining, guys. Love yad, miss yad, good to see yad. About to start here any second.
Any second. As soon as Hunter gets back from dropping a deuce.
No, as soon as Clint gets done getting everything ready on the technical side.
Don't be putting that on me.
It's you. I can tell the way you're looking down right now. You are not ready.
Clint shows up on time every time. You know what I'm saying?
This is the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. If it's your first time tuning in, tune your ears to smooth enjoyment because this is going to be a nice ride.
And if you feel like your life is out of control and hectic, come listen to us. We'll make it feel better with our banter.
Yeah, that's right. We'll straighten it right out. Okay.
The music's good tonight. It's bumping, you know? So I thought what I could do when we get real good at this is have you guys on Parsec. You could listen to the music, see? You just have Parsec pulled up in a little window or something, you know? Like window mode. And then you could hear everything from my point of view. You get all the magic, like all the people out there.
You always ask me, Ryan, what's your line, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always like, I got that. Well, I had it way earlier, and all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank on what it was. So I'm looking back at my articles.
To try to figure it out, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one, too. What was it?
I wish I didn't have to edit after this because I'd totally play something tonight.
Oh, I forgot you do have to edit because it's coming out tomorrow morning.
Yeah. But if we do a really good job and nice, clean, and crisp, I can probably get it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, we got this thing. Hunter might be dropping a deuce. I kind of expected that it was urination station.
But then it was pinch one off.
Yeah.
Dropping the kids off at the Super Bowl.
Might be.
Yeah. Cutting that cheese. Dropping a log. Making chocolate ice cream. Hershey Highway. What else you got, Ryan?
Sliding into third, feeling something burst. No, it's first burst, third, and you're feeling a turd. Yep, I wrote it.
Third.
Remember those back in the day?
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's old school.
These
kids nowadays wouldn't even understand. We're talking about you taking a dump.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that there's toilet humor? This is what we always do.
Surprised that I was so fast to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, because it takes me a good 20 minutes. I gotta enjoy my poos.
Just like everything you do.
All right, are you ready, Hunter?
I guess.
You know what
Wow.
you're gonna. You know what you're gonna say.
He does. He's messing with you, Clint. Don't bite. Dang.
I'm not.
You're so easy, Clint.
I'm not. Sometimes I feel like a UFC,
not.
like the UFC ref. Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right.
Let's get out.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not biting. I'm not.
All right.
Yeah. You can't bite when you already did. Okay.
right.
Let's do it.
Are you ready, friend? Because I know you were blanking over there.
No, I just said I couldn't figure out my line. That doesn't mean I didn't make a new one. My other one was just better, I think.
Ladies and
But I don't know.
gentlemen,
We'll
you'll
see.
just have to forgive Ryan. He's been hitting up the old shrooms out there in Wagner, trying to find them, that is.
Yep, good old mole rails. Couldn't find them.
Morals. Can't find my morals.
Can't find those morals.
All right.
All right, let's do this. Going live now.
We've been live.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Click Gaming, a freelance esports tournament company based out of Oklahoma. If you're located in the U.S. and need esports services, this is the ultimate gaming company for you. Contact Johnny Weaver at icychiller@att.net. That's icychiller, ICYCHILLER. Tonight on the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Square Face?
Crazy times call for crazy gadgets.
The virus hit, and then there was thousands of Zeds.
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. I'm Clinton Stanley, here with Ryan Maddox.
Bringing the big guns. Mostly fat, but they're still big.
And Hunter Venable.
Stop.
Wow, you go from
Like
big
how you-
guns to sop.
I like how you clipped out everybody's mics on that intro, bro.
I always clip out mics, bro. That's what I live to do. If you ever watch a DayZ stream, Ryan, at least 20 different times in the stream, gets pissed at me for yelling into the mic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Totally blows his eardrums out.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. Quarantine. What, week 3, week 4? Where are we? I've lost track of time. It's been the longest 3 weeks of my life, it seems like. Just crawling.
Yeah, I mean, uniquely, the three of us aren't really that quarantined. I mean, I am
No,
in the
we're-
sense
yeah.
of my work. My work has changed, but I'm still like I go fishing and I go on to the park, and I'm not like hanging out with people, but I'm not really like I don't feel that trapped at home from a
Right.
personal.
My life.
My wife does. She's got this vibe going like she's trapped.
Right. My life is exactly the same, except I'm saving tons of money because we're not going out to eat all the time.
That's true.
And
I think that is happening for us.
Everybody is wearing masks and gloves.
Hey, I had my first little bout of being sad, which was, I think it was Sunday? Yeah, maybe. I was thinking it'd be the perfect day to have my buddies over for a cookout. Grill some.
That's weird, because I would think every time you look in the mirror, you have a bout of being sad.
Oh, oh, ouch. Ouch. Not that sad.
Buzzing.
You know, I'm not that down on myself yet. But hey, we're not here to be sad. We're here to be happy and talk about gaming and being dads. And right now, we've got some news from Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Am I bringing the news first?
I mean,
because if I am, we're going to dive into the world of Harry Potter.
Ooh.
Leaks for Geeks.
All right. I kind of want to hit Harry Potter first. And when I say hit Harry Potter, I mean with my arm like this, if you're watching, with a little chop. If you're not watching, it's a Minecraft chop. And that's because we're talking about Harry Potter Squareface. It's actually called Witchcraft and Wizardry. Witchcraft and Wizardry. That's a hard one for some reason. Wizardry.
That is wizardry. Wizardry.
Yes, it is.
That's a weird
okay, this is a mod that was built, and they brought the world of Harry Potter, including Hogwarts, the whole school, the setup, I think the train even, but a lot of things into the world of Minecraft. So if you love Harry Potter, which a lot of people do, and you love Minecraft, which a lot of people do, this is a beautiful mesh of the two. And all reviews are raving about this mod that was made. It is way above and beyond any expectations that were expected from a fan-based mod, and way above and beyond the majority of all mods that have come out for Minecraft. Not just in the idea that it has a feel like it is the world of Harry Potter, but on a video to game comparison, they built everything to scale, and it looks just like the video when you're looking at Hogwarts and the building and stuff like that. They stayed down to the details of the floating candles, which really bring you into the world of Harry Potter, and the pictures with moving characters.
Oh, that's cool.
So they said pretty much.
Is it pulled from the movies, or is it like Minecraft characters moving in the pic, or do you know?
I don't know for sure. I don't know on that one. I know the characters that are in the mod are Harry Potter characters. They said, of course, though they all do jump out to you as the characters they're supposed to be, some characters, that happen to have, more round faces, obviously, don't look so great on a square head, right? But there's nothing you can do about that. It's Minecraft. Outside of that, the actual details that were put into it and the creativity to really work and stay true to the movies and the world that you know and have become accustomed to, they said it's really just kind of mind-blowing that they did this well when you're talking about a game like Minecraft, that you play it and you feel immersed. You forget about the square building, and it's just so much like Harry Potter that you really enjoy it. It's a great mod, and it's free to play if you have the PC, if I understand correctly. So you got to have Java 1.3.2 to be able to play it, and you can download it for free on Planet Minecraft.
Oh, perfect time for the kiddos too. Go play.
And so if you got the kids at home,
I want to do that. I want to figure out how to do that.
If you got some friends that are playing Minecraft, or your kids play with other kids playing Minecraft, and they like Harry Potter, or you're into Harry Potter and have been bored, jump on, check it out. It's free. You got nothing to lose. There's all kinds of other mods on Planet Minecraft if you haven't checked it out, but most of them are not done to this extent. This thing has been being worked on for 5 years. So they took it very serious. It's a very huge
passion
release.
Project.
Oh yeah. And
are you gonna put Rory on there?
Yeah. I'm gonna download it and show it to her. She likes Harry Potter a lot. She was into Harry Potter way before she was ever into Minecraft. Now, what's interesting about Rory is when she was younger and she didn't know to be scared, she loved Harry Potter. Then now that she's gotten a little bit older, some of the scenes in Harry Potter kind of creep her out.
Okay.
Like it's actually a little bit worse now that she's older than when she was younger, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of, I've seen that in a lot of trends, right? Like when she was younger, heights didn't scare her at all. Now it's like she understands, but that's a long ways, and I could get hurt if I fall.
All of a sudden,
when they're young, they
all
don't
of a sudden
understand
they
it.
sense
Yeah, it's
that
no
fear.
big deal. Yeah, and you'll realize that as parents, if you're out there and you got some youngsters that are like 3 or 4, you're like, oh my gosh, they're fearless. They're gonna get hurt. No, they won't. They're gonna hit 6, and they're gonna go, whoa, that's 6 steps up on the ladder, and they're gonna be scared of stuff that you're like, come on.
All of a sudden, they
You jump
realize
off
the
the
world
bed.
got bigger.
Yeah, and you're like, you jump off the bed higher than that every day. You can't go up 2 runs on the ladder. I get into it with my daughter all the time. She's like, Dad, I'm gonna try climbing the ladder today. I'm like, we were just in the freaking forest, and you jumped off of a big old tree 6 foot to the ground and barrel rolled, and now you're worried to go up 2 steps on the ladder. It doesn't make any logical sense. I forget she's 6 sometimes, so you just got to like be okay with it. But yeah, it's just certain things they decide are scary, and it doesn't matter if it makes sense. They decided it, and they're gonna have to get over that. But when she was 3 or 4, that didn't exist. Everything was good. You could put a tarantula in her hand, and she'd be like, "Oh, cool, it's furry," nothing. Now it's like a little bitty wolf spider in the corner of the room, 3 rooms over, and she's like, "Dad, kill it."
Hey,
Just like
for my kid, unfortunately, she's been taught to be scared of bugs and snakes already.
yeah, they learn it.
So
Yeah,
she
could be true.
saw a big moth yesterday in the kitchen flying around because we had to open up the windows because our AC went out. And she goes, "Bug!" Takes off running at me. What's wrong? Bug. It's a bug.
You yelled so loud just now when it clipped, it put you in auto tune mode. Like it was like,
I forget I'm not working in a studio, so I can't just let her rip,
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
for your earbuds.
You're good. Okay, my next one, I'm gonna just get out the one negative news I've got. I don't like to bring a bunch of it like Clint does. So when you guys get me for the news, guys, I know you guys enjoy it, and it's uplifting instead of horrible. And so I'm just gonna
You're just
bottle
gonna
this
dump
up.
on my segment. Okay.
No, it's just a segment that you do badly. It's not your segment. But this is the news, and Ryan's doing it. So we're gonna hit on the bad stuff quickly. Okay, coronavirus.
Quickly?
We all hate it.
There's no quickly
when
you're talking.
We all
All right,
hate the coronavirus. We know everything's shutting down over it. We've got E3 that's canceled. We've got other gaming events that have canceled. All kinds of local gaming events that we wanted to go and do interviews on and follow and report on. We're not able to do. Click Gaming, our sponsor, he puts on gaming events. Those are canceled. So he's doing all kinds of online gaming events. Plug.
Plug. He's been doing
some of
good
them
with
are
that
free
too.
to. Oh yeah, some of them are
free.
free to enter. If you guys follow our Facebook page, we always share his posts from Click Gaming, and he also posts to the group, the Delirious Dads Gaming group. But some of them cost to enter, and they're real tournaments that you can win some cashola, 3v3s, 2v2 gunfights, Warzone, stuff like that. And he puts on real tournaments, but it's all online right now. So he's switching stuff around and doing what he can for right now, which is what we all need to be doing. But the next big thing that's talking about canceling hasn't canceled yet, but also hasn't announced a day, right? Because it's like, well, we never did announce a day before Corona, so we don't really want to announce a day now and then cancel.
Right.
So it's more like they just announced that we're still moving forward, but we may cancel. That's the news, which is, of course, BlizzCon, right? It's the next big one that's going to be coming. We can't say, well, of course they're going to cancel. They're scheduled for next month, and there's no way we're going to be over this next month. We don't know when they're scheduled for, but they're saying that it's starting to look more like they may have to cancel. They are
really?
working forward towards not canceling, but they're wanting to have the perspective that there's a good chance that they do. Now, they said that will not stop the event in the sense of doing it normally is what they would cancel. So they would probably switch over. They've got enough time to switch over and prepare for doing it remotely, right? Online with videos and stuff like that.
Just a digital format?
Which isn't the same. Yeah, but a digital release instead. They're not saying that they're doing that, but they're basically acting like they're preparing for both. So that's kind of the vibe they're putting out. So I don't think we can expect to have no BlizzCon. I think we probably have a pretty good chance of an adapted BlizzCon.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So they're going to kind of try to do what the pro wrestling world did, which is put their events on TV just empty, just with maybe either just employees or just show the content.
Well, maybe, but I'm sure they won't. They probably won't go set up at huge arenas
That's what I'm
You know what I
saying.
mean?
Yeah,
They
it'd be
would
like
just
in a
set up for
studio, like a
filming.
small studio or
Right.
something.
Yeah. Which is the mistake that wrestling did. They still did it in the arena, and that's what was just like, wow.
Yeah, well, and
flat.
they did some weird things too. Like I watched their pay-per-view this past weekend. They did some weird spots where they had you could tell they had a noise canceller on their mics and stuff, so that it wouldn't pick up everything in there. Well, the problem was whenever nothing was going on, they wouldn't have anybody talking, and so it was just dead silence.
Right.
Just the super
Yeah,
weird.
awkward.
Yeah.
You can't do a show like that with silence. It's
Yeah,
just,
so it just like
there's something about that atmosphere of just all the time that is part of wrestling. You know what I mean?
Well,
even like a UFC event.
I was
Could you
gonna say,
imagine
even if you did football
hearing
or
silence
UFC
at a
or-
UFC event? Yeah. No,
Well, that's just
don't do
part
it.
of like wrestling because it's. I don't want to say fake. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's staged.
freak
It's
everybody
a
out.
sport.
Staged. Yeah.
It's a
Because
sport,
it
but it's
is
staged,
choreographed.
right?
It plays into the.
But it plays off the
crowd
emotion of the
so
crowd.
much.
The whole
Yes.
point's to get
Oh,
elicit
yeah.
a response.
Everybody, because when you're in the crowd, or even when we used to watch it on TV, like the WrestleManias on TV, me and Chance, my buddy, when the crowd went wild because somebody dropped somebody, boom, or that's when
You
you're
go
like,
wild.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah.
If you don't have that, you're just like,
It's part of the show. The audience is part of the show.
Yep.
now
For sure. You've always got all kinds of unique characters out there with unique signs. Just
Oh yeah, for
funny.
sure.
Now, if we get to college football season and they're like, the only way we can play is if we don't do crowds, I'm gonna be like, do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I think at some point sports should go on. It's just different for an acting type sport like that, right? That plays off the crowd. Like even UFC, it wouldn't be it would feel weird watching it, but it wouldn't
would
be
look
a
like
dud
watching
because
it.
you're still watching a good fight.
UFC would look like watching the street fights that you see, in the sense of just guys punching each other.
Well,
Right.
You know.
To be fair, I don't really watch, like, when you're watching a UFC fight on pay-per-view or whatever, you're not looking at the crowd. I feel like I do actually look in the crowd at wrestling. Like,
Right, it's different.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. In wrestling,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
part
That's
of the
true.
show.
Yeah, they
so
shoot
as long
it.
as
You
they
know, there's no
put, like,
cage in the
they
way.
could actually, today's
Put some
media, or
background
the way we
sound
used
in
to-
if they wanted
put some
to.
background.
I told
audience.
Mikkel they should have put music into it like they do on the wrestling video games, right? Just have a little soundtrack of like
Yeah.
a light, upbeat action music just playing. I don't know.
Right.
Kill
Yeah,
some of the
anything
silence.
to kind of, yeah, definitely. So, I think we're going to see from people like BlizzCon or these kind of people, if they've got to do stuff, it's going to be a full production. They'll put money into the production if they have time. Obviously, E3, you can't. It was too late, right? It happened like we're having E3 and this happened.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
And for that platform, I think it worked perfect because usually people are quiet when the developer's explaining what they're doing or what they're presenting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
So you're just not going to get the cheer when they go to show the trailer. But we
Right,
all
of
know
course,
we
they'll
really
lose a
care
lot of
about
money on tickets and stuff like that because people
Yeah.
aren't going to pay the same to watch it live online. It's
Yeah.
just, that's a fact.
And I think they're finally at the point where they do make money off that event for them.
Right. Now there are other things too, not to go off of veer off of a path, but I think we're going to see other changes in the world due to this. I think you're going to see a lot of big companies that have not stepped away from having 20 offices and 19 cubicles set up in a big room and all that, and all those people are at home working, and they realize we're just as productive. Everything went just fine with everybody at home. Right? And the people are going to love working at home because they don't have somebody breathing down their neck, right? And you actually feel like a little bit like you have to deliver when you're at home because if you don't, what the freak did you do? If you're at work, people sit around and play video games all day at work. It happens all the time. You know what I mean? And so I think you're going to have these companies go, look, we need an office building that's a quarter of the size that we thought. 3/4 of our employees can work from home and we can make more money and have less overhead. And you're going to see this realization and a shift worldwide, probably, especially in some of the more progressive countries. They go, hey, yeah, why are we doing this? Why do we need that? And I think that kind of stuff's going to come out of this too.
Yeah.
People will learn
It's all
new
about,
ways of doing it.
especially with your production jobs. If they're not producing, then you know they're not working. At some level.
Now, though something like BlizzCon may be canceled, the games are still coming in free, right? I mean, we didn't get to play it because we had other free games we were playing, like World War Z, which we'll be talking about. But we didn't get to play Predator when it was free to play for the weekend. But there's another game right now that's out through the 12th, which is more than a weekend, right? And that's Gears 5, which is a great co-op game. You can play with your friends. You can probably play through that whole campaign while it's out, right? Between now and April 12th. If you're off work and you're not out doing things, which we, my two playing buddies here that are on the show, they both still work full time right now. So that's not going to change anything for us. But if you are those guys that are quarantined and at home, shoot, jump on Gears 5. It's free.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. It's free on Steam and it's free on. I knew it until I started to say it.
Epic?
I think it's free on Xbox. No, on Xbox.
Xbox.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because some of these
through
free
the
deals
12th.
are kind of real specific. Like with World War Z, it was only the Epic Store. With Predator, it was only PlayStation and only
Right.
Epic Store. So yeah, they're kind of weirdly specific about it. But.
And most of the time, this isn't the case, right? When we mention free games, it's rarely free to play week or free to play weekend. It's usually you get that game, you get that code, and it's yours, whether you download it now or not. That's not the case with this game. You can't buy it. It's not free. It's just free to play. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to play it, you got to download it and play it while it's free, and then it's going to be automatically removed if you don't buy it.
So it's a free period, not a free
to
own. Okay.
Right. Just making sure you guys are listening out there and you get that. Because I don't want you guys to think, I'll go. I don't even think it'll. If I checked, and it won't even let you like click on it on Steam like we usually do, where we purchase it and then just never download it. When you click it, it says play, and when you click it, it automatically goes to the download. So it's definitely a whole different setup. Next is another good news item. Okay, and this is Overwatch. The new hero Echo officially joins the game on April 14th. Echo has a very, they're all kind of future-y, but a very different look from a lot of the other characters. If you haven't checked out what Echo looks like, almost makes me feel like, I don't know, like an elemental vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to say that, but Echo's got this look like I bring peace. You know what I mean? She's just got this certain specific
like
look,
an earthy kind of.
Yeah, she's blue. Fingertips are blue. Got a blue face with like a little symbol in the middle of her forehead, which probably makes me think of the arrow on Avatar. No, not Avatar. Yeah, it is Avatar. Yeah. And so it's kind of got that vibe. Her eyes, she's robotic, but she's got a welcoming look. Very different kind of vibe too. I say she. Echo could be a guy. I should have looked a little closer. Pretty sure it's a girl. It's a robot, so maybe it's neither nowadays. But
nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays. Yeah.
Like robots were born with a gender back then, but not now.
Yeah, they're designed with genders. You know what I mean? They're designed with genders.
Siri knows.
Some aren't.
Siri knows what she is.
Okay, Echo's journey to Overwatch has been interesting. She came to prominence in the big Overwatch 2 cinematic that was unveiled at BlizzCon 2019, but was actually first seen a year prior to that when Ashe was introduced to the game. Okay, so we've seen and been kind of aware of Echo for a while, but now we actually have a final release date for Echo.
Okay,
and I'm sure
cool.
all the Overwatch fans, which usually Clint, all the details in and out of the new characters.
Yeah,
that are
once
coming.
you get to explaining her, because I didn't know her by Echo at the time. I only seen the trailer that she showed up in with Ashe. So yeah, she's kind of a cyborg robot type character. Kind of more angelic looking in a way. Very like if you think of.
That's why I said like I come in peace, like I'm here to help.
Well, if you think of like Portal, like the blue eyes and stuff like that, kind of that blue color palette with the blue and white. She's kind of that color palette. I think she hovers, like instead of walking.
Yeah, and it does say she, just in case you guys know.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks like a she. That's why I said she earlier.
Yeah, yeah, she's designed as a she.
Didn't want to identify wrong.
But I haven't seen any of the new stuff, so I'm not up on that. I just saw her in the trailer, a couple years back.
Yep. So what is that? We're just talking about like a week away. Today's the 8th or 9th, something like that, if you're listening live.
Okay.
And so no time, and Echo will be ready for action.
Okay. Man, that's pretty cool.
Let's see here. I think there was one more quick thing I was going to say about her.
I need to get back into Overwatch. I really missed the game. I just, whenever you got work and limited time.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. I was skimming through here and I didn't see it in the article first. This one, her special ability is called Duplicate. Okay, and I like this. It enables her to copy and use the abilities of any character on the opposing team.
Okay?
With an extremely accelerated ultimate generation time. So she's Just by looking at that, I'm gonna say people are gonna be going OP. You know how it is usually with the new ones,
But what a good
and they're gonna
counter, though,
say,
right? Like if you have something
yeah,
that's working against you, to
yeah,
be able to steal
yeah,
that and use it against them.
yeah. I think that's pretty cool and unique thinking, a little bit
Mm-hmm.
outside the box from any of the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Very,
it's very
very
special.
specific.
Mm-hmm.
And just the fact that she's got an extremely accelerated ultimate generation, or regeneration, is I think what that should say. Um, I think that that's probably a pretty big game changer because that ult at the right time is game shifting for most characters,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me wonder if her. I wonder if when she duplicates, can she duplicate the other character's ultimate also, or she's just copying their character abilities during the regular portion.
I
Uh,
don't know. That's a good question.
Her other abilities pack a punch too. She can fly freely and glide while falling.
Okay.
It says fires delayed fuse. Hold on.
Fusion.
Fires delayed fuse sticky bombs,
Okay.
and has a focusing beam that's devastating against enemies with less than half health. Okay, it's a lot, and you can see why Blizzard would want to approach Echo's full release with caution. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounds OP big time.
Yeah.
She's got all of her own abilities,
They're a little
and she can
nervous
copy
to
everybody
mess up
else's,
the balance.
and has a fast
Uh-huh.
acceleration. Yeah.
Sounds like if
But
you're
the big
below
moment is
50%, it
almost
just
upon
ramps
us.
up the DPS.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Sounds like that's
Uh,
what I need to play with.
I know, right?
Yeah. Blizzard said today that Echo will come off the PTR. I don't even know what that means. Do you know what that means,
Public
Clint?
test room.
Off the PTR? Okay. And into the game, yeah, April 14th. Okay. So I don't see any other details on her abilities. So
Okay.
that's pretty much covers that. But sounds like a pretty exciting new character. I could definitely get back into some Overwatch here in the next couple months, I would say.
Yeah.
It's a game I like and haven't got ever fully into it, but it's a fun game for sure. Every
Yeah.
time I play it, I have fun.
It's not quite as stressful as some of the other competitive games. I find myself being much more
Mm-hmm.
stressed or getting much more pissed when we play other games in
Mm-hmm.
comparison to when I'm playing Overwatch.
Oh yeah,
Maybe it's because I
get
can
that.
blame the team, you know.
Mm-hmm. I see. I guess that's what I kind of like about Overwatch is that when the team works really well together, you don't have to be super good,
Mm-hmm.
right? If the team works well and you can learn your character decently, you can be
You
a
don't
big
have to be
attribute to the team
amazing.
still.
Yeah.
Right,
I
as long
feel
as
like
you work
I
well.
always bring my team down.
Yeah, but you've only played it a couple times, so you don't know the characters.
Yeah,
know?
you do have to know the
Absolutely not.
character decent that you're playing, which I've only learned a couple characters really because I didn't play the game that much, and I knew if I diversified, I'd never get good at any of them. So you got to play quite a bit to really diversify. Last bit of news I've got here is we finally got kind of a release on the design, and we'll probably post an article on the Facebook page, just so you could see it, or you can look it up. Also, I'm on GameSpot. It's probably on all your big gaming pages. It is the controller for the new PlayStation 5. Okay, it is called a DualSense controller instead of a DualShock. Right, the last one was called the DualShock 4. This one is called a new DualSense controller. Seems to have a slightly thicker form factor. When you first look at it, at least I did, I said, "Wow, that sure looks like an Xbox controller." It's not an Xbox controller in the sense of the placement of the buttons. It's an Xbox controller in the sense of the thickness and the weightiness to the look of the controller. A PlayStation controller always looks kind of, what do you call it? Thin, right? Even on the top
Slim.
part, it's kind of slim, and it's got a lightweight feel to it, like the look of it. This guy has a bulky feel, like your Xbox One controller, real filled out in the middle. Even the little handles that your palms go on are a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger. They said the reason for this new design and shape is to make space for, ergonomics obviously too, but to make space for the new systems that are going to be placed in it, or that are placed in it, which are two main big upgrades, which is adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. Haptic feedback being a huge variation in the amount of vibration and sensation you'll get from the controller depending on what action you're doing in the game or what's explosions are happening, and I think even depending on the game, on which buttons you're pressing, they'll cause a certain kind of haptic feedback that will help immerse you into the game. This haptic feedback is also something we're seeing on the new Xbox controller, so it's the direction everybody's going. And it's just what from all the people that have tested it, they've said it's really a big difference in the sensation of the controller.
Yeah. And I put up a
really,
picture of it on the live stream.
Okay.
Here. Yeah.
Which really for me, since I've been playing more PC games with mouse and keyboard, that's kind of what I miss. Is you feel a little bit more engrossed on a controller. At least I do still. I don't know if it's because that's what I grew up on, but when I hold a controller, I feel like that. Something about a controller says gaming. Still more for me than a mouse and keyboard does. And the vibration that you get during interaction, when you're playing games like Call of Duty and stuff like that, all of that for me is something that speaks gaming to me. I feel like it immerses me a little bit more to where mouse and keyboard, I understand the benefits of it, but there is a lack of immersion. And now maybe there are mice and keyboards that vibrate and do those kind of things, and I just don't even know about that world yet.
I'm almost going to say yes. I don't know,
Okay.
but I'm almost going to say there seems to be an add-on or an app for everything these days. So
for me, I agree with you, Ryan, but I think for me it's more gaming to me because I grew up with everything's right here.
Yeah, you just got it right here in your palm.
Whereas
you can lay down on your couch and play.
Spread out when you're doing it on the keys. And I was never very great at typing, so that's probably why too. But I'm just not as quick on a keyboard.
Yeah.
I think with the newer generation of kids, it's probably going to be less and less of a difference because they're probably better at typing, right? I mean, for us, we were kind of the generation that you had to learn typing, but we didn't really. We grew up on it, but we grew up on it late.
I don't know. There's a flip side of that, in that kids nowadays, most of their computer work is on either a tablet or their phone.
Right.
So,
yeah.
A
lot of people don't use a keyboard as much. Yeah. I'm not going to talk a bunch about the Xbox controller, mainly because there's not some huge changes. I brought up the PlayStation controller because it looks so different, especially the white version, right? Or what they call is a two-tone version, but it's really, to me, it looks like a white controller. It's got the black on it.
I'm still gonna go.
It's
with
a
the
different
black.
look.
I saw the black version. I think I like the black better.
Well, I think the white really makes it feel Xboxy. You know what I mean? That's what pulls it into that vibe even more.
Even with Xbox, though, when I had the 360, I would purposely try to buy the black ones. I didn't like the white.
They just don't get as dirty and grimy looking compared to the white ones.
I mean, even with the white, you can see all the dirt like in between the cracks.
I used to.
I'm a black controller guy too.
Old Xbox ones that had the white. It was the 360, I think, that first had the white ones, right?
Yeah.
Me and my cousin would eat Doritos and stuff. Get all over this.
Well, even your N64 sold a gray controller, a light gray one back in the day, if I remember right, and it was always more dirtier than the dark gray version that they had. There was they never had black, if I remember right. They had like a really dark gray, and then they had one that was kind of a light gray.
Sega had black, but Nintendo, that was kind of what separated Sega from Nintendo controllers.
So they got some changes. Its looks changes mainly. It's going to feel different for sure. If you look at it, it's going to feel different a little bit. I don't think you're going to see any major differences between the two controllers, at least not that have been released yet. Now, one big change, I could say big, but they don't give us info on it, is the fact that they changed what was it called before? The share button, right, on the PlayStation 4?
Yeah.
It's now called a create button.
Okay.
All they said about it. Yeah, and all they said about it was basically, they said, we're once again pioneering new ways for players to create epic gameplay content to share with the world or just to enjoy for themselves. That's all they said. They didn't say what it's going to be different about that between the share button. It does have a built-in mic. It's USB Type-C now, which is great because that's what everything's going to. And it's faster, right? USB Type-C has lower latency and a little higher speeds. So if you're playing corded, right, then that's good. And I think that's it on there. And for the news, that wraps me up. I don't see anything else on my list that I wanted to hit on.
Cool. Well, I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
To share a little bit of news with you guys, not news, this is just kind of a question we threw out to the public. to some of the people that listen to us and people within the gaming community. We put out a message earlier this week on Facebook, and we just wanted to know, with this quarantine life, what was everybody up to? One of the responses was playing Rocket League. So we thought that, okay, yeah, we've been playing some Rocket League. Another person put up, Stuart here. He said he's been trying Arizona Sunshine. I had to look up the game because I've heard of the name, but I didn't know what it was. It's a zombie VR game.
Oh,
so
really?
You fight zombies in VR. And anyway, he said it's really hard, but a lot of fun. So thought that was really cool. We also
is that on computer only, or is that on PlayStation also?
PlayStation. He said here that it's on PlayStation VR, OBS, not OBS, Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
The HTC Vive. So it looks like it's on all your VR systems.
Okay, cool.
From what he said. And then another guy said he's been building some arcade cabinets. He's been working on an X-Men arcade cabinet right now that he's finishing up on. So,
cool.
yeah. Then another person said, raising 3 boys. Can't get past the part where I am able to get sleep. He says, is there a glitch/hack for this? I replied and just said, well, I give my kid my phone or my tablet, and that buys me about 30 more minutes of sleep, usually.
That's funny.
Do you guys have a hack or anything that you've discovered?
Not yet. My baby's too little for that.
Yeah.
Oh, mine is old enough that when she gets up, if I wanted to sleep in past her, which mine doesn't get up super early, 7:30, 8 o'clock, she wakes up. But if I was having a long night the night before, we gamed or something like that, usually she just gets up and leaves the room. So it's no big deal. I just sleep.
Like, go fix you some cereal.
Yep. And the baby, she's 6 months old. The wife breastfeeds. They get up, and it's like, I don't really have much to do.
You're just
so
worthless. You're just,
yeah, it's all good.
That's a good deal. Ryan's always getting hooked up with good deals, people. If you know Ryan long enough, he figures out a way to make a deal. Even if it's
the way Clint just said that gave the vibe like he finds a way to slip out of responsibility. He just said it with a nice spin to it. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys can't tell, me and Ryan constantly put each other down, but we really love each other.
Definitely.
In a sadistic kind of way. Well, that's it on the news. We got a gaming review to do, so let's move over and check that out.
Order! Order in the court! What's your plea?
I'm sorry. I can't.
This is the final verdict.
So we finally have a review for you guys, an actual review that we've played. And so we're going to give you our thoughts tonight. World War Z. It's a game that just recently was free on Epic Games. And myself, Ryan, and Hunter have put some time into it. And we beat all the maps in the game on normal difficulty. We did not step it up yet to the hard or extreme levels of the game. But
I didn't even realize we were at the end. There's only 4 built-in maps that started with the game?
Well, that's where we're going to get into some more into this review.
Okay.
Because I found out some things.
Okay.
So we're going to be reviewing World War Z. This is from our perspective. I'll give you my thoughts, and then I'm going to let Ryan and Hunter kind of jump in and share their thoughts as well, because it's been a group effort in the world of World War Z. And by the way, the zombies are called Zeds. That's why the beginning of my
Zed's dead, baby.
Little saying there was Zeds,
dead.
not zombies.
Here come the Zeds.
So if you're wondering, World War Z, Brad Pitt, what? Well, we're talking about World War Z, which is from the movie series, or the movie and the book series, World War Z. So
I can tell you right now, it's another one of those examples right off the bat of a game with a movie title that doesn't suck.
I
Just
know.
like we've been starting to see
surprising.
some shows or movie titles from games that don't suck. So we're starting to see more better transition from one media to another, and that's exciting for gamers and media guys like us.
Yeah, you finally get a Batman game that's really good, or a Spider-Man game that's really good. It's like, oh my gosh, they're not just trying to get my money. They're actually
Right.
making a product. So World War Z is based off the two universes, both. So some of the lore and some of the things that are interactive within the game call back to the book series and the movie as well. But World War Z is a third-person shooter. It's developed by Saber Interactive and published by Mad Dog Games. It was released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on April 16th, 2019.
Okay.
So the game, like we said, it's a third-person shooter. It's a cooperative third-person shooter. So the first thing I'm going to say about this game is if you don't have friends to play this game, it might not be the game for you.
Yeah.
We've went in with other players, and they weren't necessarily talking on their mics. We weren't talking either because we were already in our own little group. But we just noticed there was not that open mic.
No communication. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day when we play, on Xbox 360, you play some 4-player co-op games. Seems like most of the time you could partner up with some random people. You may cycle through a couple people that are not interested in communicating, and then you just kick them, and wait till you get somebody who's interested. To where in this game, it just didn't seem like we had any luck at all.
And even the players you did play with, which Hunter, it kind of put Hunter off a little bit. What was they've already been playing the game, because this game does have a lot of replayable atmosphere to it. Like it's worth replaying over and over again.
Yes.
So we ran into situations where the players would just run off because they've already been in that map and done that stuff. And we spent most of the time just kind of running ahead.
Which again, they may be used to other people that have played it over the last year and are running ahead with them.
Right. And that's
so
true.
they may be like thinking, "What are you guys doing way back there?" And it's like, "Yeah, hey, we're learning the game. We're enjoying it."
Yep. So that was kind of one of the things Hunter was like, "Well, can we just play with the computer?" Which you can. So that is a good thing. If you don't feel like playing online, you can just queue up. It's a 4-person co-op, so you can have 4 players. Each map has their own characters involved in the maps. So you can
because they're more like, what would you say? They're local, they're regional, right? Because you're going around the world, kind of.
Yeah, you're experiencing
so they're
their
regional
experience.
characters.
Yep. So you can fight against massive hordes of zombies, or Zeds, as they're called in the game. We played 4 locations, which was Moscow, New York, Jerusalem, and Tokyo, which came with the free version that we played. Apparently, there's
Tokyo was the last one, right?
Yeah. Apparently, there's 16 locations to this. It says right here that you not only can you do Moscow, New York, Jerusalem, and Tokyo, you can also do Sydney, Oslo, Barcelona, Denver, Cairo, Seoul, Budapest, Auckland, Buenos Aires, Manila, Paris, and Johannesburg.
Wow. Auckland or Oakland?
Auckland. I believe it's Auckland. It's Auckland.
Yeah, Oakland's with an O.
Yep. So there's other locations. I think that's locked behind DLC maps.
So you got to pay for that. I wonder how much you have to pay, because it'd probably be worth paying if it's like
I bet it's a 4-pack combo or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but if it's $5 or $10, that I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll get to that later. And obviously, you guys can tell we already like the game. By the way, we're talking about it, but yeah.
So the players in the game can choose from 6 different classes. And also want to specify, Hunter has done a kind of overview of this game in the past. And I think maybe he even read a review of what was IGN, I think it was. So he's already went over this last year. But this is from our perspective, not an actual article
I think
review.
I read about it on GameSpot when they were talking about it coming into works, but I even remember being wrong about a couple things that I had read with it. So it was early when I read about it. Yeah. Because I remember thinking...
And a lot of our listeners are new, too, so they didn't probably even hear that.
Right. I remember thinking that you could fight against other people online.
You can.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
there is a PvP.
We just haven't played it yet. It's a multiplayer. You have, which we'll get to that in just a minute. But the 6 classes in this game are Gunslinger, which is basically, think of DPS. You're putting out a lot of damage with your guns. It's just a gun-specific class, pretty straightforward. You have the Hellraiser, which is an explosive class. So you're like a demolitionist, kind of. You got the Fixer. It's kind of a support kind of thing. And then you got the medic, which is very much support. They're going to be able to increase your survivability. You have the slasher, and this is your melee. Seems like a melee specialization class, so you'll be able to fight out of situations whenever you're cornered a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the exterminator, which specializes in crowd control. So he can create diversions and things like that to control the amount of zombies coming at you.
Right.
You also have new perks within those talent trees that you can use, and it's very much set up by experience. So if you pick a class, say if I pick Gunslinger and I play Gunslinger to level 5, and then I want to switch over to Hellraiser, I start back at level 1 on Hellraiser.
Yeah, you're building a new character.
Mm-hmm.
Your guns stay live, so you have upgrades and stuff like that you're making to your guns, and XP on the guns in the game. Those will actually stay across all characters, which is a good thing. So you don't lose everything when you switch over. But some perks, maybe like for me and Clint, we were playing Gunslinger. We had a perk where the gun we were using, we got to start with. We purposefully bought that perk. And so we upgraded this gun. Well, then when we switched classes, now, yeah, that gun's still upgraded, but it's not worth the same because we don't get it when we start.
Yeah.
So there are some repercussions.
Yeah. And each class does feel different. We didn't know if they would. Me and Ryan switched to, I think I switched to Hellraiser and Ryan switched to the Exterminator. And we struggled on a map pretty hard. I mean, because the difficulty went up on us. And me and Ryan were using shotties, and our shotgun sucked.
Horrible.
And Hunter's over there just like, come on, guys. Let's get this. And we're just
Yeah, you guys are talking about other online players not talking to you. Yeah. We'll get into that. There's some silence on the there's some radio silence for.
Hey, all I know is Ryan likes that second story. You know what I'm saying? I'm down here fighting my way out of the horde, and Ryan's like, where you at, Clint? I'm downstairs still fighting, Ryan. I'm stuck.
Oh, man, that's funny that Clint says that, because when I was downstairs, Clint said, where are you at? I said, downstairs. Why? We're covering the upstairs. I had to get some ammo. So you can't really believe anything Clint says.
Whatever.
It's funny because like about the third try, we were like, we need to split up 2 and 2 to go out, out and do the stuff too. And about the first round we tried that, I kept asking, where are you guys at? Clint would be like, I'm up top. Ryan would be like, I'm down bottom. Then
we just like rotate. We would rotate.
5 minutes later, where are you at, Ryan? I'd see one of them go down. Where are you at? Where are you at? Why aren't you guys together?
Hey, you and Caden, my nephew, you guys were where you needed to be, though.
Yeah.
Just in that control room, clicking switches.
That's right.
So yeah, the game also can support up to 500 to 1,000 zombies at once on this. So we were wondering
it gets crazy.
How many zombies actually show up? Yeah, it's got a lot.
Man, I don't feel like we got near that many. Like in one horde, I don't think we ever got. I didn't feel like we ever got
for
close
sure
to 1,000.
At least 500.
Well, we got over 500.
At least 500.
Yeah, for sure.
But here's what I'm thinking. We haven't played the harder levels where they just keep coming.
Oh yeah, that's
and
true.
we haven't we didn't have done their other challenge modes either. So I'm thinking that's where it gets crazy.
But in general, and I don't know if you were going to jump to that or not. The comparison of this game to another beloved of ours.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead.
I'll leave it. Yeah, okay.
Left 4 Dead. This is what we wanted Left 4 Dead to be back in the day. And I'll get into some of that comparison here in just a bit because there is.
See, you just hurt my feelings. I don't know about that. I didn't want Left 4 Dead to be this.
Well, no,
I thought Left 4 Dead was great the way it was.
I'm going to explain something. I'm going to compare some things in just a bit from my point of view. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, guys, like, I don't want to play a game over and over again, like if it's the same maps. Well, the locations are procedurally generated, and you may say, Clint, what's that mean? That means that it changes each time you're in the map or each gameplay that you go through. Now, if you're saved on a checkpoint, it might replay the same twice, but you're not going to get it a third time.
Now, not like Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead will change the scenario of where the specials will be and where the hordes may come from, right? But this actually will change the path that you take.
Yep.
Like this direction will be closed and a new direction will be open. So it really is different.
Yeah, it changes the whole game up a little bit. So that's really good. There are different objectives that you do within the game. So as you're playing, the game is still linear in a sense, but you'll have things where you got to go in and flip certain switches, or you got to get power onto this door to open it. Some teamwork things that you have to work through as you play through the game. And in the beginning, they kind of hold your hand. In the first map, I think it's New York, they kind of hold your hand in the first couple chapters. But then it just ramps up. Zombies everywhere. You got to really plan out your attack. It does some of the game features that it has. It has 5 competitive multiplayer modes. So you got your player versus zombie mode, which pits 2 teams of players against each other while zombie hordes attack both teams. So that's pretty cool. Other modes include Swarm Deathmatch, Swarm Domination, and King of the Hill. I think all of those include zombie hordes coming at you while you're fighting other people.
I really hope those procedural type portions of it. I like that. Like that kind of was a slight reminiscence of Resident Evil, right? Mm-hmm. In a way, not like on a large scale, but it was just like a little flavor of that. Yeah. And so I hope in these other downloadable maps that gets better, because like the one map that really stumped us was a procedural type reason. I mean, it was there was a lot of zombies, and it was a hard location anyway.
Subway station.
But we had trouble grabbing hold of what we were supposed to be doing. It seemed simple once we learned it, but that's how all those games are, right? Resident Evil, you'd be like, what the freak is this for 4 hours? And then finally like, oh my gosh, it's the little green switch over here.
But what's different about this game, though, like you make that point, and I know you'll agree with this, is the zombies keep coming. So in Resident Evil, you have time to kind of sit there and quiet and think about it. They're coming, and your team's just trying to survive. And
it seems like the more you stay still, the worse it gets in this game. It's definitely designed for you to keep moving.
Yep, the game
moves
you.
Remember, these are World War Z zombies. These aren't Walking Dead zombies. These aren't Left 4 Dead zombies. These are World War Z zombies, which means they can sprint. They pile on top of each other, just like in the movie, climb over the walls and stuff like that. So they move. There is no, hey, let's just kind of sit here and calmly do this thing. No, that's not how this game's made. No.
Yeah.
So though it's reminiscent of Left 4 Dead in the sense of the chapters, the gear that's kind of laid out, and how you progress through scenes in a way for each location, that all of that is very Left 4 Dead. And the specials, right? You don't just have the normal zombies, then you get these specials. That's Left 4 Dead too, but it's definitely not, what do you call it? It's not Left 4 Dead in the sense of you're not playing the same game. It doesn't feel like you're playing the same game. They just took a lot of great elements from Left 4 Dead and made them work with the zombies that are from World War Z.
Right. Yeah, I think like you said, they did a good job of taking some things that Left 4 Dead did. I don't know if they did that intentionally or what, but they stayed in their lane. Because I still feel like when I played Left 4 Dead, I don't know if it was because I was younger or what, but I feel like it had more of an eerie, scary
darker
tone to it.
Slower, darker.
Tone.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
This is more
That's what
arcade.
That's what I loved about Left 4 Dead 1 versus 2. Left 4 Dead 2 kind of lost that dark, eerie in comparison. I love that about number 1.
And then this one, I feel like it's brighter. It's not as scary. It's more strategic. You know, you can run through a lot easier, I think, and there's more of a flow to it. I personally think that this game is easier to play for me. Not and I don't mean that in just the way of like it's actually easier, but it's easier for me to sit here and play more of it than what I did in Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead, yep.
And
it's different. That's what I'm saying. It's got its own thing to it, own vibe.
I was thinking about this the other day, though. I think they could have added one thing into it that would have made it just like that much more scary or that much more challenging. And it is if the zombies were able to jump. And I know they can jump up on barriers right now, but like think of them running towards you and just in the air, like
yeah, that would be
that'd be sweet.
Legit.
Yeah, that would be. You know, you're comparing like the differences. One of the things that I found, the bull is very reminiscent of the tank in Left 4 Dead. So the bull in the game is a huge security guard looking like a SWAT team zombie. He's got the SWAT helmet and all that. Big old zombie dude. he's menacing. He charges you, grabs you by the throat, slams your character, and your teammate's got to get him
Mm-hmm.
off you. So he is menacing. But that was one thing about this that I loved about Left 4 Dead, which was the tank was this ominous
Yeah.
force of nature
Mutated.
that all of
He was
a
like
sudden
mutated.
all of a sudden he's here and he's taking over the game, right?
And pretty much if he touches you,
You're screwed.
you're dead. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
almost.
that dude was,
most
that
of the
dude
time.
was
Till you got a lot
throwing,
better
like,
at the game.
boulders across the map.
Yeah.
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 So
It was the
in-
Hulk of the zombie world.
So and that really elevated the game of Left 4 Dead, I feel like, because Left 4 Dead on its own without the tank is a playable
Yeah,
game.
oh, yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not quite as fun. And as
Yeah, because
Hunter
every
said,
time the tank came in, it changed up the entire situation. To where now when it comes in, it's just like there's a bull. Turn your attention to him, but nobody's panicking like we're gonna die. The bull's here.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So I would like to in future DLC, if they could, have something that's such a game changer. It's like, oh crap, that's there on
Right.
top
Kind
of the
of
other.
more
see what
like
they-
a boss feel.
Yeah.
What they did though is they didn't want to copy Left 4 Dead all the way, right?
Right.
So Left 4 Dead has different mutations. DayZ or World War Z does not have different mutations, right? Not in the movie, not in the book. That's not a thing. So what they did is they took real characters, like they just made the bull just happens to be a bigger zombie security guard who's stronger.
Yeah,
Same
SWAT
thing with the
stuff.
guy. Yeah, same thing with the guy who's what do you call it?
The
Who's got the
hazmat.
suit on,
The hazmat
right?
suit.
And so
Mhm.
yeah, so it's kind of related to what he's wearing rather than a new mutation.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that with all the characters in this. So they didn't make any of them like extreme, like a guy who has a tongue that rips out and grabs you and pulls you over, like the the smoker and
right.
stuff like that, right?
Yeah, like
And so they had to balance that. You can't. How are you going to have a some complete boss type tank guy just because was a bigger human? It wouldn't. You know what I mean? It wouldn't add up. So they had to find some kind of way to do that if they were to. Which I don't care. Throw it
definitely
in
think-
there. But I
yeah.
get if you're trying to stay true to the movie, I get it.
yeah.
I think it
that's
would
true.
actually have to be a stage instead of like just throwing them in a random, like in the middle of a level, because the tanks came in at random times during the level.
Right.
Right.
But in this one, if you were going to make something bigger, it would have to be in like a boss battle, like in the lab. So that you find out somebody was messing with something and
Right.
then made this thing, or
Right.
Right. But then, like you said, since it is World War Z,
Yeah, you wouldn't be
it's
true
going
to the
have to
movie.
fall within that universe, and you're going to have the creators that you have to answer to on that. Of like, hey, we want to put a whole mutated monster in your deal. No, that's not in our book.
Which we may find real quick
Go work
though
for
as we
Resident
play the
Evil.
upper levels. Yeah, as we play some of the upper levels, we may find real quick that these the
5
big
bulls in
hordes.
one fight.
Yeah,
Might be
yeah,
different.
that it gets more serious like that just because of stepping up. Maybe not from one character, but because of the vast numbers of zombies and specials that'll be coming all at once as we bump up the difficulty. And we may feel like, oh my gosh, this is just, and it's not because something we can't figure out. It's just hard, you know?
Right.
And that's probably what we're looking for in reality. Like we want to overcome something that's almost not overcomable. That's what makes that good. And we haven't played the upper level difficulties yet, so we don't know.
So yeah, there is the multiplayer, and then you have the campaign that you can do with your buddies. Another thing that we really like, there's a horde mode, which is like endless hordes just coming after you, and you just try to survive. I think as long as you can, is the vibe that I got from the description and stuff on that game mode. But one that
Kind of like zombie.
one that I'm really interested in, it gives you a big currency to spend on your weapons and things, is a challenge mode. And so I looked at it one of the nights before we logged off. It is a mode set up, and it's literally what it is. You try to fight through this level with extra added effects to the game. So like one of the effects that it had on this challenge mode for this week was whenever your teammates fall down, like when they get down by an enemy, they explode. There's like an explosion that goes off and hurts the team around you. It had another one that what was it? It had an effect where like whenever one zombie hits you, it was like triple times the damage, right? Like different challenges that makes the game harder in different ways that wouldn't be in a normal gameplay.
Right, so this is an area where they can kind of bend the rules. The challenge zone.
They go
Yeah, that
outside of
makes
their
sense.
normal. And so each map in the regular campaign mode has 5 difficulties to it. The higher up you go, the harder it gets. Rules change within the game depending on what difficulty you're at. Graphics on this game, good. I wouldn't say phenomenal, but they're definitely up there. They're not bad.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
One of the coolest things we saw, and not to ruin the whole, the game for anybody, we went out to, I think it was Jerusalem, I think it was, and there was a whole group, like a whole bunch of zombies in the back, like out on the mountainside. And it was definitely something that was a backdrop to what was actually happening, but it looked like millions of zombies running.
Just a herd.
And that was a really cool sight to see. So I was impressed with some of the graphics in the game. Like I said, not like a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, but I would say an 8 out of 10 on graphics. Soundtrack, music-wise in this, for me, and this could be a personal thing, I feel like it's lacking with sound design. There's never a moment in the game where the sound scares me or the sound's like...
Yeah, I mean, if you just forget the music, and talk about the dynamics of it.
You know what, though?
And, to me, it wasn't very dynamic.
Yeah.
I think that they overstimulated because when you're just walking in a regular environment, you can hear them still. I mean, even if they're not, if there's not a horde coming at you, you can still hear them almost all the time.
Maybe that's
hear
what's
them groaning and stuff. And so it's like,
well, that's
there's been multiple times where I was like, are they coming right now? No, they're not.
Right.
They're just out there grunting.
And that's what I mean by dynamic. There's not like a big shift in the sound that makes you go, holy crap, right? Like, there's nothing that's going, okay, this is about to get really bad even before you see it. It's not happening on an emotional level due to the sound because it was kind of flat. I agree. It wasn't like it wasn't there at all. It was too high at times when it should have been lower and too low at times when it should have been more. So it's kind of like when we're on that ship at the end, right? On that cruise ship. That was a hard level. There was a lot coming. We were barely making it. The intensity was only coming from us. It was breeding off of each other. It wasn't really coming from that kind of sound of the game.
Yeah,
that was like becoming overwhelming.
The overwhelming feeling, the heart.
They weren't building the atmosphere very well. Yep.
So really, it's lacking on the sound design. I would say probably a 6. It's a very average sound design.
I think Left 4 Dead did that very well because they
orchestrated
some music and some ominous sounds that you associated with the big horde coming. So when you heard it, it's almost like your hair stood up.
You're scared before they got in the room.
Neck. Yeah.
That was one of the things they just did amazingly on. And even at times when it was just almost like complete silence kind of a feel. Yeah.
So I think that was it on that. We've kind of covered what we thought in its comparison to Left 4 Dead. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to cover. But for a score, for me, overall, I'm going to give it... I'm gonna give it
now,
two
hold
different...
on, I always stop you, yeah. Because in its category, I want to know what its score is in its category, and then just as a game.
Well, and I was going to bust it into 2 categories within what it already is.
Okay, let's tell me what those are.
For single player experience and for multiplayer experience, meaning you're going to be playing it with friends.
Oh, okay.
Because it does have that single player aspect to it.
Yeah, I feel like they shouldn't even have done that with this game, but...
Yeah. So for single player, I'm going to say it's probably a 6. 6 out of 10 is what I'm giving it. Purely because
I'm biased in that sense.
You're going to have fun playing through, but it doesn't have the team aspect to it, and you're probably not going to be able to play the harder levels, right, without the teamwork. So I feel like a portion of your game is already ruined there. For the multiplayer aspect and what it is overall, I'll give it a 7.2. I think.
Okay.
Which is, I feel like it's solid to play. A lot of
now, is that out of all games, or is that out of this style game?
I think for a zombie game, I'm gonna put it in just the category of zombie.
In the zombie
games.
Category, okay.
In the zombie genre category,
right?
Because I mean, for what it is, it's very, like we said, Left 4 Dead. There's not a lot of other games we can compare it to in what it actually is, right?
Well, I think you could compare it to stuff like Dead Island, right?
Yeah.
And other multiplayer zombie games that are designed to play with your co-op friends. That's what I would compare it in. If I was comparing it in the zombie category,
I think I would still keep it a 7.2 in that category too, probably, because it's not a horrible game. So I'm gonna say it's still it's worth it. It's worth the buy, but it's not like blew my mind amazing in the sense of
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to
I would
explain.
rate it. I would rate it in the zombie category as a whole. If I put it in a zombie category, including games like, I would almost include Silent Hill, even though those aren't really zombies. I would include Resident Evil, obviously. If we're comparing it across the board to games like that, too, it's going to get probably a 7 for me.
Okay.
Something
Is
like
that
that.
on the multiplayer experience or the?
That's on all zombie,
Okay.
right? All zombie games, it's a 7, maybe 6.8. If you're taking it into just co-op style zombie games, which I would include Resident Evil's co-op, right? Resident Evil 5, like that style game, and I would include Dead
Daisy.
Island and
You including Daisy?
yeah, Daisy. I would include Left 4 Dead, those kind of games, right? There's a bunch of games in that category. I'd give it an 8. It would definitely go up if I'm looking at that. With for me, Left 4 Dead 1 being the bar at a 9.5.
Oh, okay.
So I would say that's kind of if you want a
shifted,
relation,
shifted high there. Yeah.
right? Yeah, because that's for me like one of the most epic games growing
We've
up.
ever
I mean,
played.
Left 4 Dead has a place in my heart like Resident Evil 2 did when I was young. It's
Yeah.
that big in my
Crackdown.
list.
Yeah.
Crackdown's such a good
Yeah.
game.
Crackdown was such a good game. I don't put it at the. I don't put the top. Whole different category, obviously, but I do stick to my guns on Crackdown being one of my favorites.
Well, Left 4 Dead was
there
like
with
crack.
Portal, too.
I don't know what it hit.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
nerve it hit. I don't know if it's 'cause
There's
Walking
something
Dead
for
it
me
just
and you,
came
for
out or
sure.
what, but it just is like crack.
Yeah.
Hunter.
Oh, hold on. You had a second
Oh.
rating. I
Oh,
gave
that's right,
2,
that's
but
right.
what was your
I
other
wanted
rating?
single player, multiplayer.
Oh, single player. I'm biased in that, so it's a 4. It's
Okay.
nothing. I
Well,
wouldn't
you
play it
dropped
by myself.
You dropped.
I wouldn't
low.
even, but I wouldn't play Left 4 Dead by myself, and I love the game. So that's I can't really give a good. You know what I mean?
Hunter.
Take
The only
that with
way
a
I'm
grain of
playing
salt.
this,
Timmy, bro.
the only way I'm playing this by myself is if I'm trying to unlock something, you know. But even then, it's harder because, like you said, the
Yep.
computers they are not with it, and it's hard to work as a team.
Yep.
When they're doing
Yeah,
that.
you might
So
as
I'm
well
not-
achievement hunt and unlock with friends. That'll be
Right.
fun.
I'm not
Yep.
going to rate it for the single player, but I'm gonna rate it in zombie/horror game, and then just all games that I've ever played.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Okay.
And so for the zombies, I would say zombie/horror. I'll give it a solid 7.
Okay.
Okay.
And for overall games, I'd probably give it a 6.
Okay.
And
Yeah, it's a good game.
You guys know I'm kind of I'm hard on my numbers, but to get a 9 or up there in the 8, 9, and 10 range, that's my first, second, and third right there, you know?
Yeah.
And
Right.
you got to be a really solid game to do that. I love this game. And keep in mind, like, Daisy would be a 2. So, I like it a lot. I think it's really fun. The only thing that makes it up there, like you guys said, and even for Left 4 Dead, was the ability to play with each other and kind of feed off each other. I think Left 4
Right.
Dead was more playable as a single player thing than this is, but I do like this game and its mechanics more than I did Left 4 Dead for multiplayer. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, atmosphere. I think Left 4 Dead's atmosphere always just. I loved it, the original. So I'm always more for the more scary, creepy soundtrack. It nailed it. So that's kind of my issue with this game. That really pulls
See,
me
this
out
game.
of it, is the,
This
is the
game
track.
kind of took. What's that one everybody plays? It's fun if you just want to smash 'em, bash 'em robots. It's a co-op zombie game, and you put the nails on your bats and you put the blades in your bat and you run around with a chainsaw. What's that game?
Talking about Dead.
You know what I'm talking about?
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
So
that's
this kind
single
of took
player.
the chaos of Dead Rising and made it work in a more
Real sense.
worthwhile game like Left 4 Dead. They kind of took that, right? They kind of, because Dead Rising doesn't have any ambiance. It doesn't have any, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy and it's fun in its own way.
Yeah, Dead Rising is almost comical.
Yeah, it's like a
It's
satire.
like a Grand
yeah.
Theft
of
Auto
zombies.
style
Yeah.
zombie game.
Right, right. And I would say they took some of that kind of chaos of Dead Rising and mixed that into Left 4 Dead without ruining it, without taking it into a comical direction like Hunter's saying. But
Yeah.
it is that kind of a things are getting crazy in an overwhelming kind of a vibe in comparison to Left 4 Dead. Things are getting crazy in an ominous kind of vibe. You know what I mean? And there's a difference there in those two. But I actually want to rate too, real quick. If you're gonna put it in all games, in the all game category, like Hunter said, I'm right with him. It's like a 6 or so. It's definitely
it
not one of
drops
my.
to probably drops
Yeah.
to a 6.5 or 6 for me.
Yeah.
On a
Yep.
all-time scale. But it's a good
Which
game.
I've played a lot of 4 and 5 games that aren't any good. So I mean, above, if you're 6 or above, I'm gonna go play it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not. The thing too is it's not an expensive game right now.
It was free for us. Shoot,
Yeah,
for
it
a
was
free
free
game,
for
it's a
us.
10.
Yeah,
Great free game.
yeah. For PlayStation, like right now, you can get it on Amazon for PlayStation 4 for $19.
If I bought this thing for like $60, I wouldn't be like disappointed, but I'd kind of be like,
Right.
Could have waited on this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah, it has some of the pitfalls that we see with different games nowadays. Whenever you're a dad trying to buy a game, it just seems like there's some things that get rushed, and they're like, "Well, we'll just throw it out in DLC later." They'll buy the
Right.
packs and fixes later, kind of like what they did with
Right.
DayZ, even though they haven't totally fixed it. But that's all we got on the review. It's a good game to go check out, even though it's not free. Consider getting some buddies and getting into it.
Yep. Keep your eye out for if it does cycle free. Definitely get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a for sure on free.
Oh yeah. Well, Hunter, he's gonna bring us some gadgets, some gifts, some things from
Gizmos.
Amazon.
I usually go with the crazy stuff on Amazon. That's what I like to do.
I like it.
Let's
I
hit
like
that. Let's hit that music then, baby.
Are ye scurvy dogs? Where's me loot?
You're good.
Oh, sorry. I wouldn't look for you. I was looking at my list. I wasn't looking at your thumbs up. All right. So, Clinton, my first question is before we go on with this: is
Yes.
that a cream soda of Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, but it's diet. So
How is that?
it's good, even
Whoa.
it being diet. It's
Did you
good.
just say cream soda Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
I tried the regular one that's not diet, but I've seen the diet and I've thought about it, but I'm like,
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I mean,
yeah.
How's
She
the
didn't-
regular one?
she didn't mean to
It's
get
good.
diet. She thought she got the regular. But this is my first one, and I'm liking it.
God,
I think it's a good diet drink that I could definitely do.
I love cream soda. One of my top sodas. So
Yeah.
you go that with Dr. Pepper, which is like one of the only dark sodas I like. Probably pretty good.
Yeah,
I
think
to
of like
try.
a Tootsie Pop smothered in vanilla. It's amazing. It's pretty good.
Interesting.
It just kind of has a little
Alright.
bit of a diet taste, but it hides it, so we're good.
Well, guys, I got some random stuff on here. I'd like to say that I tied it in with Corona, but I absolutely did not. This is just random stuff. But I'm
Okay.
going to try my hardest to tie it in. With
In all
some Corona
reality,
stuff.
everything's tied in with Corona because it's affected the entire world.
That's right. So, we lost Clinton. Should I wait or go ahead?
Did he just walk away? I would just go ahead.
He just walked away. Okay.
Yeah, probably
So
a family thing or something.
first on our list is called the Car French Fry Holder. And this is made by
Oh.
MAD, M-A-A-D, Amazon.com, $12.95. Now, what's special about this is I am going to tie this in is that, right now, all you got is your drive-thrus, basically. Your drive-thrus and pickups. So this is a good little thing to get for the car right now. And basically what it does is it's a little plastic piece that slides down into your cup holder and then comes up with a little holder for your fries.
Yeah,
it
because they're
looks
always
like
too wide to fit down in the cup holder.
Yes. And if you do, you kind of got to smash them in there or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it fits down. It looks like it fits best with McDonald's, of course. That's the well-known French fry. But it looks like it'll
Right.
hold any type, French fry, whatever.
Yeah,
you
it's
get.
kind of standard. KFC and all those guys kind of have that same shape, Let me ask you this, because you bring up the fast food thing and the fact that that's how you get food now, most people. Man, that's like the least thing I want to do, just being real.
Right.
In the COVID experience, knowing that most fast food places are kind of known for being a little more dirty, which I'm not usually a germ guy, right? Like, I don't care. You could sneeze on my stuff, I'll probably still eat it. I'm just kind of that guy. But when you're talking about if you're actually nervous about the whole COVID-19, do you really want to get a burger from the fast food guys?
Right.
Or pizza or anything? Like I saw, what do they say? No contact delivery. That's Domino's big thing right now. No contact delivery. And I think, liars. Yes, I'm not coming in contact with the person when he delivers me the pizza, but all your employees came in contact with the pizza I'm about to eat. They touched it. They touched the box. They folded the box up when they put the pizza in there.
How do I know he didn't sneeze on it?
Yeah, you can't call that no contact. You know what I mean? To me, that's false advertising.
Yeah, that's just a
weird.
risk. I mean, and you could say that about anything though, unless you're farm growing your own stuff.
Yeah.
If you go into the market, all that vegetables been touched. The boxes that you're buying off the countertops.
So I think on the cooked food it's okay, but the problem's going to be your containers. So even if you do it, you have to. You can't really eat from the container. So like if you're going to do it, you have to figure out a way to get your food out, right, from actually touching.
I think
the
it's a risk you're taking.
Yeah, it's definitely a higher risk for sure.
I will say we've been doing some deliveries for the church, and then we went and got a couple drinks to go while we were doing our deliveries, and we went to the drive-through, and instead they said, "Are you paying with card or cash?" And I said, "Card." That's another thing that weirds me out right now. I don't want to touch cash.
Right.
That's all over people's hands. That's all over. And so
the other thing is they don't, like, even if they're wearing gloves, they don't change their gloves.
No, yeah.
Right? So it's still the constant. They're really just
worse.
It's just protecting them if they don't touch their face.
Well, that's what I was saying.
They're still just
here.
spreading it around.
The lady grabs the card reader, sticks it out the window for me with their gloves for me to use. And at first I'm thinking, oh, that's kind of cool. They're not touching it. But then in my mind I'm thinking, yeah, but everybody who's coming through this drive-thru's touching it.
Not only that, their gloves touching it. And their gloves touching themselves and touching everything else, all their countertops.
Right.
And so really,
but what I'm saying is, when I first saw the gloves, I thought, "Oh, that's nice. She's not touching it with her skin." And then when I put the card in and held the card reader, I started thinking, everybody that's come through this drive-thru is touching this thing. So unless they're using like Clorox wipes every time that they bring that back in the window, that doesn't matter.
They don't have enough.
Well, some of these places have set up on their apps now, so you can pay on the phone. So like if you're going to McDonald's, you actually pay on your phone. And you don't actually hand any money or swipe a card. None of it. It all happens on the phone. That's what some of them are switching over to.
A lot of the card readers now too will let you use Apple Pay, and all you gotta do is and it links to your card, and you can just hold your phone up. That's nice too. But we got all off on this from a fry holder.
Sorry.
But just so you guys,
it just made me think of it. Fast food right now, you know.
And it is a part of everybody's life, whether you're a gamer or non-gamer alike. So.
Right. The second one on the list is an anatomy bathing suit. Now, this one's for women, but if, you need people to know the anatomy of your body just in case of emergency, I guess this is it. This is definitely the most what is it called, Clinton? Anatomically correct bathing suit we've ever seen. This one piece is a diagram of the human internal organs. In case you forget. So it's basically like one-piece skin suit that looks like organs and stuff,
Thing is nasty looking.
Yeah, it's got the lungs and everything. It's got, from this website that I'm using, it says it's got a couple reviews, but it's got a 5-star rating.
Yeah, guys, how would you like to have that coming through the door? I mean,
Yeah.
I like
$16.99.
Yeah. There you go.
You could just wear that in public and people would stay away from you.
What's funny if you had the male version, it would actually have the penis on there. You know what I mean? Because that's all part of that muscular stuff down there. And people would be like, well, dang, bro, your testicles hanging out and everything. Like, it'd be a little rough for the guy version.
Oh, yeah.
It would look weird, though, because they'd be too far up, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't, they couldn't hang off. So.
Well, they could.
Well, I mean, you got your own balls in there. Well, you got your own balls in it right now.
Yeah,
right? I mean, so you're going to have a bulge there.
They're not going to be hanging freely like
you
they
can get like a little Velcro
add-on,
a little ding, and you just stick the
yeah, or like those strippers wear where it's like a little bag that holds everything, and then it's printed on there.
Yeah, they make Speedos like that holds the junk. So there you go. You're hooked up.
That's funny.
Crazy.
Hey, Ryan's the one that made it inappropriate, not me.
It's called the if you want to do some gardening during this this time of being stuck at home. There's the
hold on, time out. I'm sorry. There's a full body, goes all the way down to the legs like a full leotard.
No.
Out to the wrists, down to the ankles, all the bones.
It's kind of
and
like
muscle,
a wetsuit.
Yeah, yeah. Just so
Okay.
you guys know, it's only
Very
26
nice.
bucks. Pretty cool if you ever wanted that.
That'd be it'd be a
Okay.
cool one just to wear out to the pool.
Well,
the
if you
community
guys are
pool.
stuck at home and you need to do some gardening, for $18.99 you can get the Selfie Sisters Garden Gnomes, which is made by Big Mouth Inc. This statue brings garden gnomes to the 21st century with 2 duck-lipped gnomes taking a selfie. Why? We're not sure, but it can be yours for only $18.99.
Yeah, I get it. When you said Selfie Sisters, I'm thinking that's the brand. No, I get it. That's the description of the garden gnomes. Now, yeah.
That's
So you got two sisters.
female gnomes.
Okay.
Yeah, doing the old duck
Selfie.
face, saying, "Let me take a selfie."
Let
Yeah.
me take a selfie.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
It's like that song, but first, let me take a selfie.
Ooh, I like this. I like this gnome down here. They got one with a machine gun. Big mouth Aaron.
Very nice.
I like these gnomes. They even got a game of gnomes. You know, ninja gnomes. I want a Trump
And
gnome.
if you don't know 'em, now you know 'em.
I like that. I like that. I like big gnomes, and I cannot lie.
What? Oh yeah, the gnomes
Alright,
can't
guys.
deny.
Well, this one's not really practical at all ever, and especially not now because you're not going to really be going out to use your handbag. But on Amazon for only $39.95, you can
kinda
get
steep.
the hen handbag. The hen bag handbag, sorry, which is exactly what you think. It is a
Hen
purse that
bag.
looks like a chicken.
Handbag. Okay.
Is the latest Hermes bag straight off the runway.
Is it the rubber one? Is it this rubber?
Yeah,
one?
it's a rubber chicken purse from Amazon.
Oh my gosh, man, we just need.
It's
to start
orange
making
looking?
stuff
It's like a
like a reddish
cream.
orange.
No, we're looking at a
Mine's
reddish
a
orange
cream.
one.
Here, hold on. Let me click to the. You got it up on the screen on the Facebook?
Yeah, mine.
On the-
Hey, mine doesn't say handbag. It just says
Mine-
hen couture.
Yeah, that's what
This
mine says.
says the hen bag handbag made by the Sarut Group, Sarut,
What?
the Sarut Group.
I'm just looking at my favorite chicken. I don't know.
It looks that's it. That's it
Oh,
right
that's
there,
okay.
Clinton. It's just the one that I was looking at is
Maybe a different brand or different
color?
version.
no, it's the same brand. It's just a different color.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay, I see the
Yep.
cream
So
color
that's
one
it.
here.
You can get yourself a hen handbag.
nice.
Just
He'll
put
be
it in the
loving it, too.
garden. That's where you can hide your money. That's how you can tie it in. When the apocalypse hits, put your money in the hen bag and just hide it in the farm.
There you go. We need to do like a cow, like do a cow bag.
You have that much money?
You just hang it by its udders. You hold it by its udders and it's hanging upside down.
Wow, just swing it upside down.
Yeah,
It's utterly disgusting.
that's good.
All right, next one on the list. Not practical at all. Again, and there's no reason for it. But for $17.99, you can get a real life potato head. That's right. You can buy a real Idaho potato with your custom image printed on it. All you have to do is hit customize now and upload a photo before adding to your cart. As seen on Shark Tank.
Wow.
So this was on Shark Tank. I don't know why you'd want to put your face on a potato. I mean, potatoes are pretty cheap in the market, and now you're going to almost $20 for one potato with your face
Hold
on
on.
it.
But they're eventually
Hold
going to go
on.
bad, right? So
You're talking about a real potato?
Yes.
Yep, straight up real potato.
I looked up real life potato head. I'm not seeing this. I want to see that. What am I looking
Potato
up for?
parcel. That's the group. Potato
Okay.
parcel.
Potato.
Spell that last part. Parcel.
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 A parcel. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's a face. There we go. Yeah, this is on Etsy. Boom. There you go, folks.
Yeah, it's literally a potato with your face on it.
So they literally print faces on it.
I guess one thing is if you're quarantining alone, you can order it with somebody else's face and then act like you're having dinner with them while you cut into the potato.
Yeah, you have your
Is
real
it
life
engraved
Wilson.
into it? I mean,
No, it's literally a printed picture on the potato.
wow.
Well,
I wonder if they
Maybe
put that on like a
edible.
tattoo or what the freak they do.
on Etsy, it's
Yeah.
$19. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's the exact picture I have, Clinton.
Yeah, it's weird. Why? Why would you pay $19 for a potato that's eventually going to go bad with your face on it?
People just get excited, bro. Bro, I got a potato for my friend with his face on it, bro. Freaking hilarious.
5 years from now, it's got bugs and worms and everything in it.
Yeah. This next one's actually kind of cool and maybe a fun thing to do with your kids while you're stuck inside. It is outrageous and unique flavored soda. It's a 6-pack. It is kind of steep. It's $27.99 for a 6-pack of soda. Woo! And it's not even one you're probably really going to enjoy. The flavors are buffalo wing soda, sweet corn soda, pumpkin pie soda, and ranch dressing soda.
Wow.
Okay.
It says these drinks taste exactly like real popular foods when they're actually just carbonated drinks. Challenge your senses by sipping the flavors like buffalo wing soda, corn soda, bacon soda,
That's good.
or pumpkin pie soda.
Did you see the ranch
Is this
dressing?
Lester's Fixins?
Yeah.
Yeah, ranch dressing soda.
Okay, just so you guys know, this brand, I know this label and everything. If you live in Oklahoma, there's a place called Pops out towards Oklahoma City, kind of Edmond area. They've got all kinds of sodas. They've got some of these there that are a lot less. You can make a 6-pack there for, I think, $9.
Yeah, probably half the price.
So check them
no,
out. They
that's
probably
more.
have an
Same
online
brand and
site you
everything.
can order from too.
Yep, maybe. I know they've got the bacon one there. They've got the peanut butter and jelly one there, and the pumpkin pie. But I don't know that they've got ranch, sweet corn, or buffalo wings.
I would want to try ranch and buffalo wings because why not? You know, if I'm gonna go, gonna go weird, go really weird. Because I feel like peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, you could do that. Pumpkin
Could
pie.
taste
That's
good.
just a pumpkin-y taste, right?
Yeah, even bacon could taste good.
Yeah. So, but I feel like buffalo and ranch are probably the two biggest out there ones.
Might as well just make like they do on some of those jelly bellies. Just make yourself like a throw-up flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because they do some of those just weird flavors on some of those.
I didn't know
gross
Ryan
jelly
did
bellies.
the model face for this. You know, just
What are you talking about?
super pumped. Well, if you watch the stream,
Is
you
it me
do.
on there?
Yeah, right there.
That's some old dude.
No, we're delayed, remember?
Yeah, you're delayed by like a minute.
Oh, I'm not looking on there. I'm looking at the guy's face that's on the bottle.
Oh no,
I got you
So
now.
that's just
Okay.
for-
Yeah.
Actually, the guy's thin, so you'd
Thanks.
like that.
Well,
Yeah, I see him.
the next one on our list is, again, in case you're getting a little lonely, this is called the Buttress Pillow. And
Buttress?
it's made by The Buttress.
Okay.
Buttress. This is literally from what I looks like a memory foam pillow that looks like somebody's butt in yoga pants.
Like a galaxy
and oddly
print.
enough, it says it's $69.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
the funnest thing about this pillow is that the reviewers are actually saying it's quite comfy and makes for a great neck support. It's got a 4.6 star rating on here. I don't know if that's changed, obviously, since this article's come out. But
The one that I'm looking at has a galaxy print on it, and it is $89 and has a 4.4 rating. So it's doing good too.
jeez. I'm trying to see if Clinton, did you find anything?
I'm not finding anything on it.
Huh. Yeah, the brand is called the Buttress, and it's called the Buttress Pillow. But if you can't find it, that's okay.
The world's most bootyful pillow for all kinds of sleepers.
Oh wait, I think I found it on maybe Etsy.
It's on Amazon
Etsy.
under Buttress Pillow. Grow up, Clint.
Better back off, son.
He even spelt it for you.
Etsy's got it right here,
Buttreess.
though. You know. Ooh, they got like city styles on here. Yeah, they got the hookup.
I'm still waiting for it
So-
because we're so delayed.
So for all you sad dads out there with no wives, buttress pillows just for you. Right? You know,
Wow.
single dads out there. Hey, I'm just trying to help the overall happiness during these hard times.
If I knew somebody that had a buttress pillow, I'm going to
During
sneak in and
these-
spray the
during
butt crack
these
with some
hard times.
fart spray.
What do you mean? You just fart on it? What are you talking about? You just
No,
go
I'm
there-
putting
Yeah.
fart spray that they can't
Cheek-
get out of the butt
cheek.
crack. And if they ever go in and snuggle up on that thing's butt cheeks, they're going to smell straight butthole. I
Okay.
don't need to buy that.
Wow. Dang.
I'm ashamed for
So,
Aw.
so the one, Clinton, if you go back up to the very top image,
Mhm.
very top, yep, that one is the one that it's showing me. So that's got to be the same. It's just got a price increase now.
They've also got the deluxe comfort pillow or comfort girlfriend pillow with some boobies.
Oh wow!
Oh really?
Yeah. Yep. Things we find on the internet.
That's right. And so the next one on the list is actually for me personally. I'm going to order it as soon as I can. It's on Amazon. This time it's a one-piece bathing suit for men. And it is a Thanos one-piece swimming suit. It's $35.99, which is a little steep. I don't know if I can get my head around that, but look how nice it looks, guys. It says dressing up as the ultimate villain will give you all the confidence come beach day.
Obviously, they put it on the super ripped guy too, right? There's no
but I still feel like in my
bod.
fat, flobby dad bod, I'm gonna feel confident in a Thanos face.
Hey, there's there's some other ones on there too.
Okay, we're talking about the one that looks like a girl's bathing suit, like a wrestling singlet without legs.
Oh, okay, that's the one you're talking about.
I hope you don't buy that.
I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know for that amount. I don't know if I want to, but I do. I would totally rock that at my parents'. But
you gonna wear some shorts, or we're just gonna see the whole kit and caboodle?
No, the whole thing, brother.
Ryan's got an obsession tonight on the junk. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying. Here's mine right here. Thanos swim trunks. It's got Thanos' face digitally printed on it, but there's some swim shorts. I'll do that.
No. I want the one piece, buddy.
I gotta let the rolls fly. I can't tuck them in.
Yeah. So
my question is, did you guys actually pay for licensing, or are you on your way to being sued? You know?
That's true. It's true.
Very good. And then the last one I got on this list here, which I was kind of quick, but I mean we're getting there, anyways. Is the inflatable zip-up hoodie, which is made by Aros, A-R-O-S. I guess that's how you'd say it. But, I mean, this is a great one. Obviously, you're stuck in quarantine on the couch, just basically it's a hoodie that you can blow up the hood part, and it becomes kind of like a pillow. Blow into the inflatable insert located inside the hood, and the inflated hood then transforms into a pillow. And when it's time to wash, simply remove the inflatable insert.
Nice.
Okay.
It's got a 5-star rating.
I like it.
But, I mean, what's the point if you got pillows? But you never know. You never know when you might need it.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's cool.
I remember working in the oil field, and in the first 30 minutes of the day, nobody was at the warehouse with me. So I'd always climb up in the loft and find all the bags of Carhartt jackets.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a big pile of them upstairs in this loft thing we had. And you bet I'd take a 30-minute nap in there before anybody came in. And my supervisor, John, he'd always come in, Hunter, because he knew I was somewhere just chilling. He'd always be, and it was in my favor because he'd open the door and just yell from the whole warehouse, Hunter, where is your lazy butt? And then I'd be like, oh, time to get up. So if I had this thing,
so you didn't actually catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
if I had this thing back
That's
then,
funny.
I'd be.
Hey, I'm gonna post.
back in the day-
I'm gonna post one more picture up on the live stream here, because I had to look it up because we're talking Thanos. I saw a Trump thing earlier, so I had to look it up. Go ahead and check out the live stream here.
Okay.
Those of you on the podcast.
Back in the day, go ahead, Clint.
I was just gonna say. So those of you on the podcast, you can get you an Ernest P. Worrell scarf, and this thing's
nice.
hilarious. If you check it out, it's Ernest P. Worrell. If you ever watched him back in the day, it's his face on a sexy, just sculpted male body in like a little thong, and it's a scarf. It's a little scarf you put around your neck. But that's hilarious.
Like a blanket.
That looks more like a blanket, yeah. But either way, that's hilarious. So there are odd products out there in the world. There's one of them. Now watch Facebook or YouTube. Save that as the video's screenshot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great thumbnail.
You were gonna
I'm
say something.
uncomfortable by that picture.
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, Hunter was talking about being lazy at work and doing a little sleep. Back in the day when I used to sell cars, if it was like a stormy day, nobody comes barely to buy cars when it was like pouring rain, right?
Right.
And so you kind of had two options. One, go out, sit in the car, just recline the seat back, turn the radio on, kind of peek up every once in a while, see if there's anybody driving through the parking lot. Or two, if it was bad enough, I just go to the movie theaters down the road. Like while we're at work, I just leave, go to the movie theaters, and then if a customer wanted to come in and one of my customers, they would call me directly, or they would just the guys at work would call me if one of my customers showed up, and they don't know where you're at. It's a storm. They're not gonna even go out looking for you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're just like, hey Ryan, you got somebody at the front desk? Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Just leave the theater. It's like 5 minutes away, and
That's
I'd be
hilarious. They're thinking
all
you're
the time.
coming from. They're thinking you're coming from an official back office or something,
Right,
You're driving
yeah.
Like
from the
really,
movie
Ryan's
theater.
walking up a little bit pissed because he just missed that part of the movie.
because I
So
just
he's
had
like,
to cancel.
I
Part
better
of my
get
movie.
this sale because you just
No,
cost me
the
30 minutes.
The guys at the movie theater knew me well enough that they would let me come back to another showing
Oh wow!
because they know that I left that one halfway. And they'd be
That's
like, oh, yeah,
amazing.
you can come back. We see you leaving. I'd check in with the guy at the front desk. I'd be like, I'll be back for the next showing.
See what I
And they'd be
mean,
like, "All
folks?
right."
I said it earlier. He finds a way to make a deal. Okay, here it is, right
That's
here. He made up the story himself. There you go.
Yeah.
All the evidence I need.
Well, I had fun tonight, for sure.
It was a good, relaxed episode. A lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Hey, if you like the podcast and you want to support us, go on over to Patreon at Delirious Dads Gaming, and you can donate money to the show, to the cause. Hook a brother up,
Yep.
And if you want to get a hold of us, you can find us over on Facebook.com. You can find us at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. We also got our Twitter. That's at Delirious Dads Gaming. And Instagram. Of course, we don't do a lot of messages within the Instagram, but you can check us out over there. And the podcast will be releasing tomorrow or Friday,
Yep.
if you will.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Yeah. With that said, guys,
Stay delirious.
Stay dadding.
stay gaming. This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.